The 49ers rumor mill is heating up. That's right. There's going to be things going down every single day based with the San Francisco 49ers. I can tell you right now, it's going to get crazy. Smash that like button. The 49ers are going to look real different in 2025. Is this the ripple effect of Brock Purdy's contract? I don't know. He doesn't have one as of yet. Will he get one? That's the question. Let's get to it. What's going on, 49er faithful? It's your boy, the Wayne Breezy. Welcome to the Wayne Breezy Show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Impromptu. I think I'm going to be going back to live on Wednesdays. Don't have a set time as of yet. But as this stuff begins to heat up, I want to make sure that I'm available, making sure that I'm bringing you all the information on your San Francisco 49ers. So let's go ahead and get to it. Thank y'all so much again for watching. Shout out to all the Breezy Bunch crew members out there that's watching live. Truly appreciate you. Everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitter, everybody on Twitch. You guys are the real deal, especially the YouTube family and the community right here. I see Twitch and Twitter kicking in right now. What's going on out there, man? Look, the Niners. Get ready to sound the alarms because a lot of stuff is about to go down. You got teams all over the league making deals. It is about to heat up. You got free agency frenzy about to kick off in about a week. Man, this is going to be crazy. Players being released all over the league. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I'm so excited because I want to know what the 49ers are going to do and how they're going to look in 2025. How they're going to look in 2025. And let's just start with our conversation just based off of who we are and what we need to do from a team's perspective internally. All right? Team's perspective internally. What do we need to do? Well, the first thing that I think the San Francisco 49ers need to do is get their affairs in order when it comes to who is going to play quarterback. We know that it's Brock Purdy, so it's time to make sure we fessed up and pay him. Let's talk about this initial offer and this rumor about the initial offer for Brock Purdy just being a base of $45 million per year. We don't have any details. Again, this is a rumor out there, but this is supposedly what the 49ers have offered Brock freaking Purdy. All right, so let's talk about it because I know a lot of people feel like he should sign this offer. Let me know what you think. Should he sign the offer? Me personally, hell no. I'm not signing that offer. I'm not signing the first offer that's offered to me. Again, I'm a little bit more seasoned in contractual talks because I know not to sign the first offer. Maybe when I was 21, 24, in that era, I might have signed it, just not thinking. But Brock Purdy has an agent, and I think he would fire his agent if his agent told him to sign this particular deal. Now, if this is the offer at that $45 million per year, we don't know the guarantees. We don't know any of that stuff, so we can't really talk about it. It's all speculated. But if this is the offer, this is probably one of those team-based friendly type of deals, right? Team-based friendly type of deals. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the team is looking to keep as much of the team as they can together. Now, the 49ers already started making moves. They've already traded Deebo Samuel. That's a big difference maker, in my opinion, going into the 2025 season. We know that Brandon Ayuk is on the IR. That's something huge to talk about. That's already another difference maker going into the 2025 season. I don't think those two things, especially the Deebo Samuel trade, I don't think that affects the Brock Purdy contractual situation. Me personally, I don't think that it affects it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that affects it. Now, I understand why people feel like $45 million is a good deal. We've done the exercise on the market, and I don't know if I need to revisit the market. We've done the exercise on the market for Brock Purdy for these quarterbacks and things like that. And I don't mind doing it again. Like, we've done the exercise. And when you look at the top quarterbacks that are active going, as of right now, the top quarterbacks, depending on the deal, like, is it long-term? Is it short-term? Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But let's just go on average per year. I think that right there is pretty dope. So if we go top quarterbacks, average per year, let's go into, I see new deals are coming in too as well. You know what I'm saying? But let's just go top quarterbacks, average per year. And I'm just looking at the list and I'm saying to myself, man, you know, Dak Prescott sits at number one. And I understand that he changed the market. I get it. I get Dak Prescott probably screwed the market all the way the freak up. Because when you look at Dak Prescott and you say to yourself, is Brock Purdy better than Dak Prescott? I mean, I think the answer for everybody out there is just a simple yes, right? It's nothing to really like, how do you say that Brock is not just overall better? And this is the stuff that his agent is going to be doing. It's tough because we feel like we you know, as the faithful, we want Brock Purdy to be here, but just on a cheaper deal because we want our cake and eat it too. I think that, and that's, I get it. But we're just looking at average per year. So you go to the top five, average per year. Top five, Dak Prescott at 60, Trevor Lawrence at 55, Jordan Love at 55, Tua Tagovailoa at 53, and Jared Goff at 53. Just average per year. That's what you're looking at, average per year. And you know what? Let me go to all the sign years because that changes stuff up a little bit. So you got Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, boom, 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 and then Tua Tagovailoa, right? And then you go down into the top 10, and when his guy, you know, even Patrick Mahomes, if we feel like he's the best quarterback in the league, still, he's a top 10 paid quarterback. Now, at the time he signed, he was the highest paid quarterback, but then the market kept shifting. Everything kept changing. I think due to the market shift at the quarterback position, I think the 49ers are going to just have to pay Brock. It's just what it is. Do they pay him $60 million per year? It depends on the terms of the contract. It depends on the guarantee. It depends on so many different things. Does he want to be the highest average paid player? Does he want to be the highest guaranteed signing player? Which one is it? It can't be all of them. It just can't be all of them. Like, you get what I'm saying? So for Brock Purdy, like, his contract, what will it be? So we're starting at that 45. Let's look at the 45 number guys. All right. I see Jalen Hurts. Nope. I see Kyler Murray. I see Deshaun Watson. I see Patrick Mahomes. I see Kirk Cousins. I see Josh Allen, which I think is going to be up due to a new contract, some type of an extension in a couple of years. Like, Josh is probably going to get a little bit more money. Is Brock Purdy better than these quarterbacks on an average basis? Is he better than those top five guys? That's where his agent is going to come in. So you can start him at 45 because that's where Patrick Mahomes is making per year. That's what Kirk Cousins is making per year. You can start him at the 45 number. I'm not mad at the 49ers. Do you feel like the 49ers freaking lowballed Brock? That's the question. Me personally, not. I think that's a good basis starting. Hey, I think you're as good as Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to start you at what he makes. I think that's a good start. But I'm not mad at the Niners. It's going to come down. This is going to get ugly, man. I know people feel like this is not going to be ugly, but I think this is going to be ugly. I think it's going to get a little bit ugly. We're talking, and it's because he's a quarterback and he's got to be the best player on the team. He's the most valuable player on the team. It's so many things that go into the stipulation of quarterback. He's the most important player on the team. There's so many things that go into it. Now, we can come out here and say that Brock has relatively been healthy, right? He's relatively been healthy. Again, shout out to all the members of the Breezy Bunch crew. I truly appreciate you. My man Oscar says give him $50 million a year annually and make him top 10 problem solvers. See, I slightly disagree. I love that logic. I think Brock gets north of 50. Don't know if it's going to be. I think Brock gets between 50 and 55 million a year, and that's my stance. What I think that number is going to be, that's going to be the question. That's the question. I think, is it going to be 52? Is it going to be 54? And I think that's what's going to make this get a little bit ugly. It's going to make it get a little bit ugly. I got all the breaking news coming in. If you want your NFL breaking news, we got you, man. We got Las Vegas Raiders are signing Pro Bowl per Adam Schefter, Max Crosby to a 3-year deal. He will not be a 49er, so we can cross that off the list, man. No trading for Max Crosby. He's going to be in Vegas. All right. So for those that are just watching, tuning in, yes, the breaking news is coming. We got a bunch of wide receivers that are being released. We'll talk about that. But getting back to just Brock Purdy and his initial offer, I think the initial offer is cool, but I don't think that initial offer is where it's going to end. And if you guys feel like Brock Purdy is a $45 million per year quarterback, fine. But the market is going to kind of dictate what Brock Purdy's number is going to be, because I'm sorry, I'm looking at the top 5 paid guys, and you can't tell me that Brock ain't better than Dak. Brock is better than Dak, Trevor. I'll bite the bullet on Joe Burrow, but he's better than Jordan Love, and he's better than Tua Tagovailoa. I'm telling you, I even think he's better than Jared Goff. He might lack arm talent. He's not better than Justin Herbert. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I said it. There it is. I think he's better than Jalen Hurts. I think he's better than Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, and then Patrick Mahomes. He's not better. This money is going to keep shifting. I think the 49ers need to figure out and get this done ASAP before a contractual situation extension comes with a guy like a Josh Allen who will change all of this up, and then it'll make it a little bit more difficult down the road. So I just wanted you to see why the initial offer was made by the Niners, and I'm not saying that it was declined. I'm not saying Brock Purdy declined. I don't know that information. I don't have that information. You know what I mean? I just don't have that information, you know. But at the end of the day, I do feel like I didn't know, I do feel like this is going to go down, and it's going to take a little longer than what we expect. You know what I mean? It's going to take a little longer than what we expect. I see some people out there on Facebook. I wanted to give them some love because they can't be members on Facebook. So I see my man Eric Franklin says, man, you can't get rid of all the players for this one quarterback. They need to let him play out his last year. Yeah, unfortunately, Eric, football doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way, because what is Brock set to make this year? What, like $5 million due to the bonuses that he got in his contract for just doing good, which is more than what he's ever had. But I mean, Brock can hold out. Brock can do a lot to hurt this team in the long run, and then everybody's gonna hate Brock. What's going on, Jax? Everybody's gonna hate Brock. I don't think that's a good idea, in my opinion. I don't think that's a good idea. I do understand the logic in it, because the Niners he is on contract for at least one more year on his rookie deal. Again, he has those bonuses that kick in, which will put him up to in the $5 million range to make money this year. And then you could tag him for 2 years. But I don't want to put $50 million of tag money into the cap for a year or two. I don't want Brock Purdy to end up going that Kirk Cousins route. I don't want the 49ers to be in that Kirk Cousins situation. You know what I mean? I just if you believe in Brock and he's the guy, then make him the guy and be done with it and deal with whatever happens later on in the deal. So I'm kind of a little indifferent on that, bro. Like you didn't say anything wrong to me, but I just feel like, unfortunately, Brock can do some things that will definitely turn this fan base against him if he did. Like if Brock sat out and didn't show up to training camp because they didn't want to work out a deal. I'm not saying that's what he would do. I'm just saying it can happen. Like, and it would be crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, it would be crazy. So that's the Brock Purdy situation, man. That initial offer reportedly, has been made, and I don't think it's even an official thing, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's important to see, that 45. We haven't heard this. We haven't heard any initial offers being made to any other player, but I feel like when it comes to the quarterback, it's a little different because teams need quarterbacks. So if this is real, if this is something that's for sure that went down, I'm okay with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you need the freaking quarterback. Like, you absolutely need a freaking quarterback. We got a super chat contribution to kick off the show from Sammy and Pickle. He says, I'm encouraged that the Niners are actually being proactive with the negotiations. So tired of the waiting and overpaying. John Lynch is learning. I could dig this. Thank you for the super chat contribution. And I'm going to leave it up here for a little bit while I address it. I could dig it. I think this is a learning process. I don't think that the 49ers have overpaid anybody that they've drafted. Let me be clear. I want to be clear. I don't think they overpaid Deebo Samuel. I don't think they overpaid Brandon Ayuk. I think here's my take on contracts. I don't think they overpaid George Kittle. I don't think they overpaid Fred Warner. I'm just thinking about guys that they've drafted, and I want to be clear about that. I do think they've overpaid free agents that they signed. Does that make sense? Like Javon Hargrave, who's no longer going to be with the team after March 12th, right? He'll be able to go find a new team to sign with. And I'm saying that to say this, and if you feel like you don't want to agree, that's fine. We're all family. I'm saying to say this though. When I look at the San Francisco 49ers, when you look at the Deebo Samuel contract, you were paying him in two ways. You were paying Deebo Samuel for what he did and what you hoped he could continue to do. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what contracts are based off of. Like, you don't know what's going to happen to a player the day after they sign their contract. They literally could fall off the face of the planet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. But you're paying into you're paying into the ceiling of the player. You're paying into the expectations of the player because of what they prove that they can do on a level. Like, And so with the Deebo Samuel contract, I don't think it was an overpayment of that. And I'm not saying you're saying this, but I'm just thinking of some of the contracts that we've signed that were kind of like big guys. I think the position matters because if we're going to have this conversation about overpaying, I think we overpaid Nick Bosa. Just keep it a buck. Just because the Nitty Gritty show is not airing at this moment don't mean I'm not going to keep it nitty motherfucking gritty. I think we overpaid Nick Bosa, but we had to because the market dictated it. I haven't seen that same version of Nick Bosa that got that contract. We're not having a conversation, though. So, yeah, we may overpay players for the simple fact. That's why I kind of like agree and disagree with this. Like, we may overpay players. We may overpay players, but I think we're paying them that money because we know what they're capable of doing on an elite level for a period of time. And we're hoping that they do their part in that. But there's always renegotiating down the road. There's restructuring. There's ways to get out. I think the 49ers are great and amazing at getting out of contracts. I think that's one of the gifts that Parag Marate has. Like, you know what I mean? You gave a super chat. You didn't have to do this again, but I do appreciate the super chat. So I just wanted to say thank you. I agree. My point is, if we got Ayuk and Deebo done earlier, it would have been cheaper. Yes, got you. Understood. Because they were just sitting back waiting. And so you're saying that John Lynch is being proactive and getting stuff done. I agree with that 100%. The difference, though, it doesn't, just because he's being proactive, I'm hoping it doesn't take as long as we have with the Nick Bosa, with the wide receivers, with Deebo, with Brandon Ayuk. Those took forever and a day. I know Brock Purdy wants to play. We all get that. We all get that same, you know what I'm saying, that same thing. I get it. But at the end of the day, I just feel like because it's a quarterback, because of the market, because of so many because of the need of the position, can we all agree that quarterback is the most important position on a football team? It's the most important position. And Brock has been historically successful here. And so for Brock Purdy, you have to really make it. Is he limited? Hell yeah, he's limited. We watched it. He doesn't seem he's as dynamic when he doesn't have all of his players intact. That's fine. You can say about any quarterback in the league. I don't think he's been given or granted. Take that back. I don't think he's been granted the access to be him. I think Kyle Shanahan, one of my gripes about Kyle Shanahan, and I will never deter away from this gripe, I feel like Kyle Shanahan has training wheels on Brock Purdy or chains or whatever, and it limits his access of being great. But you can't tell me that we haven't seen Brock Purdy take over a game and win a game, because if he didn't do that, we wouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. Because in that Detroit Lions game, when the Niners were getting beat and the living snot out of them, Brock Purdy made plays because the offense was shit. And that was what we needed. We needed him to be him. What we get from Patrick Mahomes, what we get from Josh Allen, what we got from Jalen Hurts was their coach allowing them to be them. And so that's the only difference. I think Brock is limited when it comes to arm strength. I think Brock is limited when it comes to gripping balls in bad weather. Yeah, those are limitations. But how much of that is going to deter from paying him $55 million to $45 million? Like, you're not going to take that much off the top because overall, he's a winning quarterback. Build around Brock, build the infrastructure. Brock will feast. But that's any quarterback in the league. And this is not to you, Sammy and Pickle. I'm just talking to the faithful out there. This is why you got to make sure that you get this right. Because if they're all in on Brock, if they believe on Brock, and I'm not saying that the 49ers are even all in on Brock. Maybe they're not. Maybe the Niners are going to draft a guy. Maybe they're going to sign a guy in free agency. I don't know. Maybe the Niners have a number. Maybe Jed gave them a number and say, don't go over this number. And if he doesn't want to do it for over this number, then yeah, he's going to have to play on his rookie deal. I don't know. When I tell you, if y'all thought Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, and those are the most recent ones, and Brandon Ayuk, the most recent one, if y'all thought those were ugly, whew, get ready for the bombs. Super chat contribution. Shout out to Jax Knox with a question. Will Brock and George sit out if they don't get paid? Ooh, spicy question. Will Brock sit out? I feel like Brock and George don't give me those type of vibes. Here's the thing about sitting out, right? George going into the last year of his deal, he's looking for an extension. Thank you for the super chat contribution too, by the way. He's going into the last year of the deal. Contracts come with security. And so, and security meaning, think of health insurance, right? Think of not having that on the last year of your deal in a sport where there's no fully guaranteed anything on that last year. Nothing fully guaranteed. Maybe your signing bonus, cool, but just think about all the other stuff that you might need in a sport where you can literally go out there and get injured. And think about it. Jax, take it like this. If Brandon Ayuk would have played on that, what was it? The 5th year option. I can't remember if it was $11 million or $12 million or whatever. If Brandon Ayuk went out and played on that deal, and what happened, he would have made his money, but then he would have hurt his chances in free agency. And so that's why players sit out, because they're looking for guarantees. They're looking for the guarantee. They're looking for the money. They're looking for the benefits. They're looking for the guarantee. Now, I'm not a contract expert, but I do know about the guarantees. And when there are no guarantees, that means that the team is not guaranteed if this happens or if this happens. You want this money, you have to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. A lot of this, and that. It ain't just show up and get paid. You got to check some boxes. God forbid anything happens. This is why players sit out. It's not because they're trying to be divas and they're holding out for the biggest buck. That's part of it, but it's not the whole gist of everything. Brock, in his situation, I mean, he can make $5-something million this year, which is more than he's made his whole time here with the 49ers. For sure, he can make that. But if, God forbid, if Brock got hurt, his career, like his timetable to get paid would be over. See what I'm saying? That's why this is what makes these things so difficult. Listen, we spent 20 minutes on Brock Purdy because he's our quarterback. He's going to get the most time, and I love it, man. Shout out to Brock Purdy and everything that he's done for the 49ers, and shout out to you guys that are trying to help us all figure this out. I think we all want Brock here. I think the question is, well, what's going to be the damn freaking number? All right, let's talk about Greenlaw and the Hufanga era here. Greenlaw, 2019 draft pick, 5th-round draft pick. Hufanga was he a 5th or a 6th? I felt like I knew this information the other day, and then it just kind of went in and out of my head. You know what I'm saying? So give me a second. Let me look at this up real quick because this is important. 49ers draft history. Cool. See, it's in my It's in my history. All right. So Hufanga was a 5th-round pick. God dang it, I'm on it, man. 2 5th-round picks that will probably potentially walk in free agency. You got the rumor out there reporting. Well, you got Adam Schefter reporting, saying that more than likely these guys are gone. He actually said that they were gone. I do feel like people are saying that these, it's kind of like complicated and things like that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Boats. What's going on, Boats? Boats, CMC held out and nobody dislikes him for it. Why would it be different for Brock? That is true, because CMC is valued differently, I guess. But Trent Williams held out and everybody slayed him for it. Don't get it. Don't understand it. Anyway, back to, could this be the end of that era? And if there's an end to this era, how does this make the 49ers look different in 2025? Let's just talk about the impact that both of these players have had on the 49ers and that freaking astonishing defense. You know what I mean? When I say astonishing defense, I mean, damn. Boat says weak side linebackers over safeties. Hey, Boats, why? I felt like I was asked this question, right? And I was like, I could draft me a safety, though. Like, I'll find a safety. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're right, man. When you have a weak side linebacker that can do what safeties do, your Dre Greenlaw would be a complicated, would be if you had to pick between one. There's a poll question going on too, by the way, so make sure you guys partake in the poll question. If you had to pick one, and this is what's crazy, right? Because let's have this. Can we really have this conversation, please? Can we have this conversation? Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga. Only one of those two players have been an All-Pro. Why do I feel like this is a more complicated situation than what it is and trying to choose between the one? Because now, who's been the most productive on the football field? Well, production, tackling, Dre Greenlaw. Interceptions, Talanoa Hufanga. So turnovers, Hufanga. Matter of fact, let me stop bullcrapping and let me just look it up, because I want to make sure I give you guys facts. You come here for the facts. So let me give y'all the mother freaking facts. I want to know. I know tackling is Dre Greenlaw. Ain't nobody out tackling a Dre Greenlaw. I can tell you that right now. All right. Dre Greenlaw and his career with the 49ers, the 6-year 49ers, has had, let's see, I need tackles, sir. I don't care about defensive fumbles. I need the tackles. I don't even now. Why wouldn't you show me the tackles? See, I go to this website. The website is good, and right now they giving me pass coverage, defense, fumbles. All right, here we go. Tackles. All right, 455 total tackles for Dre Greenlaw. 18 tackles for a loss. 9 quarterback hits. Somebody write this down for me. As far as interceptions, he has a total of 3. And 1 for a touchdown with 14 pass deflections and 2 forced fumbles. I do not want to lose this page. All right, so let me bookmark that real quick. And then I got to look up my guy Talanoa Hufanga, who came in, I believe, the year after 2021 is when he came in. So, a couple years different for him. I know why they changed stuff up. That's why. All right, so 219 tackles with 2 less years too, by the way. 219 tackles total, 9 tackles for a loss, 6 quarterback hits. They do play different positions, so you expect that, right? As far as the interceptions, you got 7 interceptions from him. Again, they play different positions. No pass deflections, no forced fumbles, but you got the All-Pro. You got an All-Pro and a Pro Bowl. Wait a minute, Dre Greenlaw never made it to the Pro Bowl? Damn. So, you can't tell me this is not a dope-ass conversation. You can't tell me this is not a dope conversation. Okay? Let's go! Of course we had a formal meeting with him. I believe we met with Jahad Campbell. I hope so. That's the guy that would replace Dre Greenlaw on a day. Like if you move on from Greenlaw, then you draft Jahad Campbell out of Alabama and you don't lose any sleep over it because you got the impact player. I'm going to ask this and break this down in 2 ways. So production-wise, they both produced at their positions. I think impact-wise, it's Greenlaw, right? And so, like, it's got to be Dre Greenlaw. But who's going to cost the 49ers more money? Will Talanoa Hufanga cost the 49ers more money because he has the Pro Bowl and the All-Pro? That's the question. Going back to the beginning, will Brock Purdy's contract force the 49ers to look different in 2025? I guarantee if Brock wasn't in this contract negotiation phase to be extended, I think they offer a good amount for. I don't think the safety market is going to be too crazy, but I think the linebacking market may get a little out of whack. There's a bunch of linebackers that there's some good solid veterans. Some good solid veterans at the linebacking spot. Let's take a look at like who's available far as the linebackers. Let's do it. Linebackers, who's available? Let's have some fun with today's episode, man. How you guys doing out there too, by the way? I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's Wacky Wednesday. It's Wonderful Wednesday. It's Wayne Wednesday. It's the Wayne Breezy Show Wednesday. Definitely got to keep a show on Wednesday because it just goes with my name. Like you know what I mean? But hope you guys are great. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please click on subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. All right, man. Take advantage of all the cool perks, the private shows, all the stuff that we do for the Breezy Bunch crew. I'm just getting what am I looking for? Free agents. All right, so let's go to free agents and let's just see, how this is going to be interesting. All right, so we got 2025 free agents, man. You got moves being made. I see the Raiders, they signed Alex Kappa. All right, cool. He got released. He got picked up, no doubt. That's what's up. All right, the position that we're going to focus on is the linebacking spot because I think that's the hardest position to replace, especially if you're looking for an off-ball guy. Dre Greenlaw, he's only 27 years old, going on 28, 6 years in the league. I think he's going to get, wherever he goes, he's probably going to get a 2-year deal. I think the Niners there's a rumor out there that the Niners are offering him a 1-year deal, prove-it deal, incentive-based. I think he's going to get a 2-year deal with just better wording in the contract. I really do. But it's looking at these linebackers, I mean, the Niners could go younger. They could take a guy like Isaiah Simmons. They could go in free agency, get a guy like Isaiah Simmons. That might be a good guy to get. He's a versatile player, can play weak side, can play, and wherever you need him to play, the question is, can he be molded, right? Can he be, like he's just had a bad stint in the NFL, man. 2 different teams, just doesn't seem as great. Like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, when you look at Dre Greenlaw, I think he's going to be the harder guy to walk away from. I think you can kind of get away from Talanoa Hufanga, let him walk. I would let Talanoa Hufanga go test out free agency. Free agency is coming in a week, and I just don't know if the Niners are making Greenlaw offer. I'm making Greenlaw the priority. If I had to pick between one of these guys, Greenlaw is the priority. You know what I'm saying? Greenlaw is the priority, in my opinion. Why? Because of the impact he has on the football field. Because of the impact that he brings to the San Francisco 49ers. Because of the way he plays with a guy like Fred Warner. But we have to question the health of both players. They play so crazy hard that they get injured. Now, I will say I think Greenlaw's injury was just over time. I just think, time, the rubber bands in the ankle popped in his Achilles, and then boom. Now they're repaired. He should be good to go. But it gets complicated with Greenlaw. The Niners could be without him. We've talked about this on previous episodes, but now it's getting down to the nitty-gritty, and we're not hearing about anything when it comes to the free agents that the Niners are looking to try to bring back. You heard John Lynch talk about getting younger. Is he talking about getting younger just as far as age with these contracts? Like, which one is it? I'm sure he would like to have both of these players return. They're both, let me just be clear, they both are impact players on the Niners, but no one impacts this team more than Dre Greenlaw, man. No one impacts this team more than Dre Greenlaw. You know what I'm saying? No one does. Ben, what's going on? Hashtag WW Wayne Wednesday, a.k.a. Weight Watchers. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I see some questions out there, and I'm going to pop up some questions. I just thank you for being subscribers. Is there any way to keep up? There's a way to keep up. There's definitely a way to keep up. The question is, do you want to tie up your salary cap You have to the Niners have to recalibrate how they spend their money. So do you want to tie up your salary cap? Do you look into the draft to get cheaper and younger at that position? They've already proven that they're ready to move on from the safety position because they've drafted safeties in back-to-back years. After Hufanga, they went with my man Jair Brown. After the year after Jair Brown, they drafted Malik Mustafa. Now, I think both of those two players have similar skill sets, but they do have different builds the way they play. No one around the line of scrimmage is more impactful than Talanoa Hufanga, but that injury really slowed down the process. So the question is there a way to keep both? Yes. Will they keep both? No. Like, it doesn't make sense. You already got two safeties on the roster that are on cheaper contracts. And Brock Purdy's money is going to affect it. It's going to affect it. It is. It's just the way it is. Quarterbacks take up the most cap space. Might not hit you right now, 2025, but I think in the long run, it affects what the Niners do at some of these positions. I think they try to hit it. They try to hit in the draft. They try to hit in the draft. All right, so maybe he did not meet with them. If I didn't post it, then it didn't happen. I can tell you that right now. If I didn't post that he met, then it didn't happen. I think I just want the 49ers to draft Jair Campbell. I just do. That's kind of like what I do. Let me just go with this before I move into the next segment of the show. If Greenlaw decided to go test free agency and walk, I respect it. The last time Dre Greenlaw was going to be a free agent, the 49ers nipped that junk in the bud and they extended him. They gave him the Deommodore Lenoir treatment. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. They gave him the Lenoir treatment. They gave him the 2-year extension. Boom, boom, boom. The Niners did that last season with Deommodore Lenoir. Gave him the 2-year treatment. Like, bruh, you going to be here. End of discussion. You're not even going to test free agency. Why? Because Lenoir proved that he's an impact player. So, this is going to come down to Dre Greenlaw. I think the Niners make an offer. I just don't think that offer is going to be substantial enough for Dre Greenlaw to be like, yeah, I'm signing. I think it's going to be more. Now, this all could come down to relationships, too. I mean, Saleh is here for a reason. Boss, what's cooking, baby? Saleh is here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Saleh is definitely here for a reason. And I think one of the reasons is this. Ben says, is it really a good time to start young players? We had the tools and couldn't come up with the W. Now with inexperienced players are going to help us get a chip. Hey, man, listen. Theoretically, this is right. Theoretically, you're spot on. It's a gamble, right? But the difference between starting inexperienced players then and starting inexperienced players now, it's a big difference, right? And the difference, Deommodore Lenoir just posted this on his account. Okay, so I want to share that because if this is breaking news, we're going to break it right mother freaking now. All right, Deommodore Lenoir just posted this on his account. Stand by. I'm loading up the screen right now. Now, I don't know if this means anything or if this holds any weight, but Deommodore Lenoir has just posted this on his account. He's been the recruiter for the San Francisco 49ers. And if you guys don't know how to spell Myles Garrett by now, he just taught you how to spell it, in a way where we actually want him here, right? With a whole bunch of L's, one E. I'd have put more E's on that where I was like, Miles, like, you know what I'm saying? But listen, is this something that might be going down? I don't know, but just be on the lookout. The Niners may be trading, which will help this team in so many tremendous ways, right? It will help the team in so many tremendous ways because now you get a secure edge rusher. It's Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, and now you don't have to draft the edge rusher right away. Oh, man, this changes, you know what I'm saying? So if this happens while we're live, we get to break the news. This is nothing. This is speculation. This could be just who he wants. This could be all that. I'm not saying he's saying that. I just want to show you that Deommodore Lenoir is out here doing his damn job. They paid him they gave him a 2-year extension to be a scout. That's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They're paying him a 2-year extension to be a scout. Shout out to Deommodore Lenoir. Hopefully we get Myles Garrett. As far as Greenlaw and Hufanga, I think this is the end. I truly do. I truly think that this is the end. And this is part of the Niners looking different going into 2025 season. Will they be better? I don't know. Do they feel like D. Winters is going to take a step up? I sure hope so. I do. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many ways to kind of like, you can go inexperienced players. I think the Niners are going to fill these spots, these vacancies with experienced players, but I think they still look to draft the guy. I really do. So, if this is the end to Greenlaw and the Hufanga era, man, it was some good mother freaking times, man. And if it happens, we'll talk about their best times and the best moments here in the Bay. Like, you know what I mean? All right. Which free agent wide receivers should the 49ers target? Because we're watching guys being released left and right. And, my number one is Devontae Adams. I can't see the 49ers not making this motherfucker deal. Like, at this point, I need to win. I want to win, and I want to win. I don't want to just win. I want to be able to dominate offensively. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, he's had some killer all-star offenses in his tenure, but he's never had and this is not a shot to Brandon Ayuk, but the true X. I'm not saying Brandon is not a true X. I still feel like Brandon is developing in some areas. You don't have to develop Devontae Adams. The only caveat to Devontae Adams is two things. How much is this motherfucker going to cost? And is he going to be all in on the team aspect of football? At this point, though, I don't care. I want the Niners to win. They need to go think, here's how I need the Niners to address this situation. And I get it. There's some free agent wide receivers that are becoming available. Tyler Lockett was released from the Seattle Seahawks. That'll be a good thing. I feel like he's going to the Raiders. Just gonna put that out there. He's gonna go to his old guy, Pete Carroll. Just want to put that out there. But he's available. You can go. I'm not trying to sign anybody coming off an injury. So let me make that clear. Don't give me Chris Godwin. Don't give me Stephon Diggs. I already got the best injured player on the IR right now, Brandon Ayuk. I'm not trying to bring in another motherfucker that's on the IR or coming off the IR. I'm dead. Dead to me. Okay, you can dead that to me. Christian Kirk, he's being released. Can somebody tell me if Christian Kirk went on the IR? Because if so, I gotta hold the same smoke for Christian Kirk. Did he go on the IR toward the end? Matter of fact, did he tear an ACL? That's all. I don't care about the IR. Did he tear the ACL on his, toward the end of the Jacksonville season? If he did, cross that motherfucker off my list too. But my top three is Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett, and I'm sorry, y'all might not like Christian Kirk, but I like Christian Kirk. I do. Because again, ain't nobody covering him over the middle of the field. Christian Kirk is what Amon-Ra St. Brown ended up becoming. Like that was the original Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tough, physical, wide receiver over the middle of the field, can catch, can run, can do anything you needed him to do. He would be a nice piece in Kyle Shanahan's offense. He would be a nice piece in Kyle Shanahan's offense, in my opinion. I see some questions out there, so let me get to a couple of questions. I see them saying, Rob D says, what's his name? Devontae doesn't block. No block, no rock. Nah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if you watch that next flick series. If it was that one game he blocked in that game, dog. He blocked in that game. He did. He might not be consistent, but Debo didn't block well neither. So I'm cool. It's Devontae Adams, bro. He get a pass. At 33 years old, he get a pass on the blocking. We got other receivers that can block. But, Queen KB says, what do you think about DK? Well, the Niners are going to have to trade for DK. They would have to trade for DK. The issue with DK, for me, not with the Niners, but just what's going on, how would the Niners use him? Because DK is a vertical route running wide receiver. Does Brock Purdy have the arm strength to hit these vertical routes? Yes, especially if he has a bigger target. Like, DK Metcalf is a better version of Juwan Jennings. They're better vertically than running laterally across the field and blah, 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 right? You throw them the ball down the field, they make the catch, they make the contested catches, boom, 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 boom. DK has speed, though. That's the difference. That's the difference between him and Juwan Jennings. I'm going to be honest. I'm just keeping it a buck. Just keep it in the buck. Here's the difference. That's the difference. Big difference. He would fit really well. I think that's why he's not fitting that Seattle's offense anymore, man. They looking to move the ball. They looking to move chains. They looking to run these lateral plays. They looking to do all this stuff. I will say though, if not Christian Kirk, my number 4 receiver. That's a good question. What do I think about DK? I think he would fit really well, but you have to trade for him. I don't want to trade for a wide receiver. I just traded a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Amari Cooper is in it. Please, can we not mention Amari Cooper's name? Please. He had more drops than Debo last year. And if drops was a big issue, then expect Amari Cooper to drop the ball a lot. Please. So no more Amari Cooper's names. Please. I'm just talking to the faithful, not talking to anybody individually. Peachy says, give me Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen would be the vet. Like, that would be the newer version of remember when the Niners traded for Emmanuel Sanders? I feel like that's what Keenan Allen would do. The question is, how much is Keenan Allen willing to play for? He should be on the outskirts of his career. I like the idea of Keenan Allen, and the reason why I love the idea of Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen would be in my top 5 for sure. And the reason why I like the idea of Keenan Allen is because I'm hoping at this time he realizes that he's not the guy anymore. But you can still rely on him. And our wide receiving room is young. I get Juwan Jennings is the vet, but the receiving room is still young. And remember the last time we brought in Emmanuel Sanders and it ignited Deebo Samuel. It taught Deebo Samuel how to be a wide receiver. That would be dope. That would be dope. So Keenan Allen would be dope. That would be dope. All right. In my opinion. Felicia, what's going on, sis? She says, I don't know about DK's mental. He always seems so rattled. Honestly, Felicia, I like that shit. I like a player that just want to ball the fuck out every single time they go out there on the football field. You know why he be rattled? Because his team sucked. He'd come to the 49ers, he'd be like, this is what a team is like? Maybe less rattleness? I don't know. I just like that. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. That's just me. There's certain players that I like. Niner faithful. Well, would you want Mike Williams? Absolutely not. Mike Williams is another version of Juwan Jennings. I got Juwan Jennings. I don't need Mike Williams. I got Juwan Jennings. You know what I mean? Boss, if we had any sense, Lockett would be nice. Yeah, so I'm looking at the guys like Lockett, Keenan Allen, who was the guy that I mentioned? And Christian Kirk. Like, those would be some really dope dudes, right? They Lockett may still have the speed, but Lockett is older too. Like, is he going to be winding down? I feel like Lockett would fit that Emmanuel Sanders role the best. Like, teaching these guys how to run routes, teaching these guys to run to the spots, all those different types of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be best. My issue with Mike Williams, though, not to cut y'all, off, the reason why I don't like that, my issue with him is he can't stay healthy. I can't bring a non-staying healthy motherfucker onto this team. I feel, if you're like me, I'm tired of injuries. I really am. Like, the injuries gots to go. Like, you know what I mean? And so that's my theory. And I feel like we might have a guy like Mike Williams on the roster that's coming up on the practice squad. I really would love to see what Tariq Owens does. But I think you got to get one of these guys from like one of these dogs out here. Like, especially with the window still being, open and things like that. And you got to have a Brock Purdy. And we're watching the shifting of the offense, right? We're moving the ball down the field a lot more, which is what we like to see. The big time throws is what I like to call it. So we're seeing a lot of different things. So, Tyler Lockett, you can line him up in many different spots. Keenan Allen would be just a guy that would just be open, work all the underneath routes, right? How would that take away from a guy like Ricky Pearsall? It doesn't, because you can use Pearsall's speed out of the backfield. You can use Pearsall down the field. He has 4.3 speed. So there's so many different things you can do with the situation. I see my man VZ in the building, and he says, what's going on with Jordan Mason? We'll end the show with that, right? Because I didn't really talk about that. So we talked about the wide receivers being targeted, and let's talk about Jordan Mason. And, Jordan Mason, I felt like put on what do I like to call it? Oh my gosh, master's class, right? I felt like Jordan Mason put on a master's class. Like, I do. The first couple of games of last year in the season, at the beginning of the season, I'm like, oh, snap. Like, yes, like, this guy is ready to start. in the NFL. Dude was averaging like 19 yards per carry. I'm exaggerating, but the dude was averaging yards per carry. But he also had a weird run style that made him look, like, you know what I mean? Like he gonna get hurt. He was super hell of aggressive or whatever. And he ended up getting dinged up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of what happens to the 49ers running backs. That's why I think we draft a running back. But to stem off of what's going on with Mason, he's a restricted free agent, and the Niners control the rights. I wouldn't be mad if the Niners traded him for a player. Now I don't want a draft pick for him, but if the Niners were able to get any type of draft compensation for Jordan Mason, that's a mother freaking win, y'all. You took an undrafted guy and you flipped him into a draft pick. And Jordan Mason, the draft picks probably wouldn't start fifth rounder. It would be fifth rounder up, right? So if I got an undrafted guy to net me a fifth, fourth, third, or second round pick, it's a win. You trade that in a heartbeat. I would like to trade Jordan Mason for a player, and if I had to pick that player, it's tight end Michael Mayer out of the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know why I want to call them Oakland. I just feel like they just need to be Oakland Raiders, but I know they moved to Las Vegas, so my apologies to the Raiders Nation out there, which I'm really not sorry. But, like, that's the guy. Give me him. A guy that really couldn't get anything going in Vegas. Didn't really have an injury history. They just didn't really know to really use the tight end position. Then they went and drafted Brock Bowers last year. He ended up taking a hiatus from football. We talk about Michael Mayer. He took a hiatus from football for a minute. He needed a timeout. I would trade Jordan Mason for Michael Mayer straight up. No chaser. Now the Niners will have a tight end. And let me talk about, I'll do this on another show, but let me talk about why I would do that, or why the Niners, you know what? The Niners need another tight end. They need a tight end, in my opinion, that would be a threat in run blocking, pass protecting, and catching. Michael Mayer has that ability. Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame, he would be tight end 2 for sure, can transition into tight end 1 if George Kittle decides to call it quits in a couple of years. Like, it would be a solid straight up trade. The Niners can find running backs. I really like what they got in Isaac Guerrero. This draft, everybody, is loaded. Like, pick your poison. What kind of running back you want? Check out my 5 top running backs I think the 49ers should target. And I'm going to be changing and updating that, because I think Bashal Tutin would be a phenomenal prospect for the San Francisco 49ers. There's several running backs out there that I think, do you want to go speed? Do you want to look at it? It depends on what they're looking for, at the running back position. There's several running backs you can get. Even if the Niners didn't draft a running back and guys go undrafted, they can come into this system and do what Jordan Mason did. And that's why I'm saying the Niners need to find a way. If they can get a player like Michael Mayer, a tight end, to be a tight end too. They tried to trade for Brock Wright last year with the Detroit Lions. If the Raiders are making Mayer available, let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. If they're making Mayer available, go after him. Go after him. I see a couple of prospects coming in here. Jaguar says, Eugene Asante ran a 4.40. They did. The 49ers, the speed of these linebackers are crazy. I didn't think he had a great Senior Bowl week, but he definitely tested well at the combine. Nick Martin, another linebacker. That's a linebacker the 49ers met with. They had a meeting with him. He tested well, too, especially in the drills. There's some guys out there, man. There's some guys out there. I see Edward Austin saying, I want Niners to draft Damian Martinez. You want the big guy out of Miami, baby. Let's go. I'm telling you. And to my brother Callie out there, let me just tell you this. Amarion Hampton is my number 1 running back in the draft. I know people like Aston Jeanty because of the production, but overall back, it's Amarion Hampton out of North Carolina. I just wanted to put that out there. And the reason why I'm saying that is simply because he can catch, he can run, and he can pass protect. That's what it is for me. Danny Stutzman, there's a lot of linebackers. A lot of linebackers, guys. A lot of linebackers. When I do the draft shows, we could bring all this stuff up. I promise you. I appreciate the questions. Listen, guys, become members, man. It's a cool perk to have, and it supports the stream, and it supports what I'm able to do, and allows me to get things and the bells and whistles and all that cool stuff. Thank you so much, everybody, for the Super Chat contributions. I truly appreciate that. Hopefully, I'll be doing a show with What Mose Knows soon. We'll be doing another show together. Hopefully, this week, you guys will have some more content out there, and you can get his takes on things. I got some stuff playing with my man Tony as well. I'm going to be starting the live mock drafts with members only as well. So members, get ready. If you want to do a mock draft, you have to send me a message. Let me know. We'll do a recording. It won't be live. I'm sorry, it'll be a recorded mock draft, but it'll be uploaded for everybody to watch and critique and all that good stuff. I've been a GM for too long. I would love to see how you can, what your theory and mindset is when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers. You guys are amazing. I truly appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Keep it a buck always, man. Keep that nitty-gritty feeling going, man. Nitty-gritty till we die, baby. That's what we do, man. We keep it a buck. I'll keep it 100. We keep it 100. If y'all understand that reference. We keep it 100. No, the BAM show today at 4 p.m. Make sure you guys check that out. It's our latest mock draft, man. It's going to be crazy. I don't know what the hell Mike be thinking, but it's going to be good. Love y'all. Keep it faithful to the Bay. Peace.